Hi guys and welcome to Drive Spark. I'm Promeet and the car that you see over here is the all-new Volkswagen Tiguan R-Line. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you what is special about the R-Line. And since this is an European spec car, there are a lot of things that this car does not get. So I'll be mentioning that also in this video. So now let us quickly start off with the front end of this car. Now as you can see over here, now first of all let us talk about the paint shade that this car gets. So it's available in 6 color options. This is the green metallic color and it is a beautiful shade. If you can see right over here, when the sun falls on it, it kind of looks very nice, especially with the blacked out finishes. Now if you see the grille right over here, it is finished in piano black and there is an amount of chrome at the front. Well, however, since this is the R line, the sportier line of the Tiguan, well, I think that the grille, if the chrome bit could have been excluded, it would have looked really nice. Again, the blacked out finish would have looked awesome, but I mean, it gives it a little bit of premiumness. If you see over here, it gets these LED headlights. You get the DRLs over here that convert into the dynamic indicators, and you also get one is a projector and one is a reflector. Well, however, the entire cluster is an LED cluster. You do not get a separate fog light for it. However, you can see that you get these ducts that channel air and make the car a little more aerodynamic, also cooling the brakes and the tires. You get sensors on the side as well, and if you move and see that this part only has this gloss black cladding, rest of it does not get it. Let me just move here on the car so you can see you get these beautiful big 19-inch wheels that are dual tone. They're diamond cut and R-Line badging on the grille. Then you have R-Line badging on the side as well, right underneath the ORVM. ORVM is finished in the body color. Integrated indicator, it does not get a 360-degree camera. It just gets one camera at the rear for your rear parking, and it gets a camera right over there and a radar right over here, so that can work in sync with the level 2 ADAS. It's got level 2 ADAS with 21 features, and that is how the car looks from the side. Now it gets 176 mm of ground clearance. Wheels actually look pretty nice, especially with this color. And if you notice one thing, that the rear glass is completely black, and that is because this is not a tinted a film that has been put on, but the front glass gets a green color UV, and this obviously is, the glass is only green. Let me just show it to you. If I can just open the car once, and if you notice that the glass is only completely black, so there is no film on this. So yeah, that is something that really nice. Overall, if you have a black glass, it will actually look good. You get body colored door handles right over here. You do not get a request sensor. However, you get this keyhole that could have been avoided since this is the top of the line variant. Again, this is an European spec car, so a lot of things that you see on Indian cars, they are missing on this. Again, gloss body cladding, and at the rear section, that is how it looks like. You have a wrapped around tail light, IQ light. So this is again a full connected tail light that has this glass casing, and you have Tiguan badging on the rear, but you miss out on the R-Line badging. Somehow you get a 4Motion, that means it's a 4-wheel drive, an all-time 4-wheel drive, and the rear windscreen is also completely black. Again, that is not a film, the glass is only black. You get a shark fin antenna, you get a big panoramic sunroof. If you see over here, you get these silver colored roof rails, and that is how the rear bumper looks like. Again, the same treatment that you get on the front, gloss black with chrome. And let me open the boot for you. So it does not get an electronic boot. However, the boot has around 437 liters of boot space. Then you have a split seat so that you can fold either side depending on how much luggage you want to keep inside. You have a parcel tray that you can remove, and that is how the glass looks like. If you find the difference, see the front glass right over there and see the difference over here. It's completely dark. You get these defoggers, and there you go. That's your hazard triangle, and that is how that is handled to close the boot. And that is your camera gets a washer as well. You get a rear wiper along with the washer, and that's your highest top mount light. Again, the car looks absolutely fantastic, especially in this paint shade. Let us quickly move on to the inside and show you what all this car gets. So that is how the door panel looks like. You have a bottle holder over here. You have a lot of space to keep some luggage, and that's your sound system. That's your speaker. That's again a part of the speaker. This is your ambient light. You get soft touch material with this blue accent with contrast white stitching. brushed aluminum finish right over here. Then you have your buttons for your windows. You have metal pedals, and then you have the R-Line badging right over here. You can see on the door sill. And if you notice, you do not get electric seats, you get manual seats, and that is one thing that has been avoided, since again this is an European spec car. You do not get that. You get these beautiful seat fabric and this Alcantara finish. Again, the blue finishing with the white looks absolutely like gorgeous. You also get the R-Line badging, and this is like a bucket seat, so I mean you can see through it. R-Line badging on the seat as well. And one thing that you get electric on the seat, and that is the lumbar support. So the lumbar support is again electric, rest height adjustment, the reclining function. Then you have an adjustable under thigh support for the driver only, not for the passenger. Let us quickly hop inside the cabin, and that is how the cabin of the R-Line looks like. That is your massive panoramic sunroof right over there. To open it, you just need to slide this thing. So it is a touch based thing, and there you go. That is how the sunroof opens the shade opens completely. To close this, again just do this and it will automatically close. And if you see over here, that is how the dashboard layout looks like. Again, you have the R-Line badging on the steering wheel, R-Line badging right over there. This is your ambient light. Again, that's your ambient light over here as well. So you have ambient light all over. You have a choice of around 30 different ambient light features. That is your 15-inch floating infotainment system. Again, it has a lot of information. I think everything from your climate control to your vehicle settings, everything is there on this. So basically you can connect your vehicle, you can connect your phone, and you can just toggle through everything. Now that is your digital cluster, and again it is very minimalistic. Right now it looks like that, but you can with the help of this button, you can either go left or right, and you can select and change a lot of settings. However, if you change the ambient lighting, the theme of this and this also changes. So right now you can see it's on this lilac theme, so obviously the ambient lighting is also in lilac. If you notice the center console has some storage over here. This is your charging socket for your phones. But however, if you keep your phone, let me just keep my phone over here. So that is how you keep your phone, and the phone is completely gone. So how you take it out? So you just lift this up, and yeah, so there are two wireless charging sockets. Then you have two Type-C sockets over here, and this is very, very neatly done. Also, if you notice, you have this button over here with a screen. This is your engine start stop. This is for your electronic park brake. Driver profile, you will see it gets comfort, then it gets eco, comfort, and sport. Then you have individual, then you have off-road, snow. So you have basically 6 driving modes, and again it is very nicely done. With a touch of a button, you can go back to your volume thing. You have storage space over here, storage space underneath. You can take this out if you don't want it. Again, you have a lot of storage space. A 12-volt charging socket right over there. The armrest technically slides back and forth. And yeah, that is how the front cabin looks like. Your steering mounted controls are very neatly integrated, and this is your wiper stalk. Now this over here is your gear stalk. So they move the gear lever from here, and now you get it over here. So again, how you do it, you press the brake, and that is how you select drive. That is a gearbox goes in sport. That is neutral, and that is for your reverse, and that is how the reverse camera looks like. It gets dynamic lines. The clarity could have been slightly better, but yeah, you get sensors all over. So over here you can see this is a sensor based thing. So I mean, the car is pretty much safe, but a 360-degree camera would have definitely helped. You have heated seats, but you do not get ventilated seats, and you also get a heated steering wheel. Well, the seats also have a massage function. That is pretty much it on the front end. Now let us go check out the rear section. And yeah, you get 3-zone climate control, 2 at the front, 1 at the back, that can be controlled individually. And that is how the rear seat looks like. 3 adjustable headrests that can be adjusted. Then you can see you have a iguana or a lizard over here, and on that side there is a tiger. So yeah, you get it on the glass. Just look at the difference between the glass from inside. On outside it looks completely black, but on the inside, look at the front glass right over there and look at the rear glass over here. That is how the seats look like. It's a see-through seat. That's your AC vent. And nonetheless, if you want to recline the seat, there is a strap over here. So you just do this. You get more space and you can also access some luggage from here. Well, this is how the seat can be adjusted for recline. Now obviously no one will sit like this. So you pull this at whatever degree you want it. You can just release the strap and the seat will stay like that. Again, you can recline it all the way back. Cup holders right over here. This is a 5-seater car, and that's again here for your speaker over there and there, and if you can see some ambient lighting, again some storage space right over here. So now let us quickly go for a spin in the all new Tiguan R-Line, which is essentially the sportier version of the Volkswagen Tiguan. So technically eco mode is, the pedal is very soft. Then we have comfort. Sport is again very aggressive, so we'll keep it at comfort. We will select D and let us go. So let me give you a quick engine brief about this car. So the R-Line, it gets a 2-liter TSI Evo engine. Now this engine produces 204 PS of power, 320 Nm of peak torque. It comes mated to a 7-speed DSG gearbox, and obviously since you saw the 4Motion badge right at the back, so it means it's an all-time 4x4. And what that does is, I will just show it to you and let us launch the car from here. Now since this is an international model, this is a CBU unit, so you do not get the 80 and the 120 chime. You can just keep going. So let's launch it in 3, 2, 1. Triple-digit speeds, no problem whatsoever. And as you can see over here, we've already crossed 120 and there is no speed chime whatsoever. So now let us move back to D, move back to comfort mode, and let me again explain. So this engine, very peppy. Since this is a DSG gearbox, the gearbox is absolutely fantastic, and the acceleration is pretty brisk, I must say. Triple-digit speeds, no problem. Reaching 200 also no problem. Again, I think this has a top speed of around 230 to 240 kilometers an hour, which is electronically limited. Now I was talking about the DCC, that is the Dynamic Chassis Control Pro. So what it does is basically you have electronic dampers. If you put it on eco mode, the electronic dampers will soften up, giving you a plush and a comfortable ride. If you put it on comfort, it'll come somewhere in between. But if you put sport mode, it stiffens up completely. The steering wheel stiffens up completely, and that is when you can just go fast, corner hard, shift lanes, or use the car if you're at a track as well. The off-road mode obviously helps in when you are in snow or in mud, works with the traction control system and does not allow the car to slip, since this is a 4-wheel drive car. So obviously it will do everything on its own. It's got a smart computer and it will work for you, and it will just take care of the gearbox itself. Now as far as I mentioned, the suspension goes, again, very comfortable on comfort mode. Eco mode is even more comfortable because suspension becomes very, very soft. Sport mode is slightly on the harder side, but instant acceleration, if we are doing 60 kilometers an hour right now, if I just floor it, you'll see the gear drops, and there we go. So there is pretty much no lag in the car, and that is something that is really, really nice. And I think it is a pretty decent car, pretty powerful car. It's got all the features, however it misses out on some features. Well, you get used to that. For example, electric seats, then you don't have a 360-degree camera, and again there is no seat ventilation. So apart from that, this thing actually gets almost everything. Pretty powerful engine, very decent features, got a big infotainment system. So yeah guys, that was the all new Volkswagen Tiguan R-Line, and this is what you get with the car. 6 color options. Again, this one, it actually looks good. Again, the red also is very nice with the blacked out accents. But again, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe to all our social media channels. I'm Promit signing out. See you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, be safe and drive safe.